Welcome back to what Arty Noobs for Channel Disturbance. This is an M53 M55, the Tier 9 American SPG. This one's located on the north spawn of Redshire and it's under the command of MG Money. Okay, game started. Alongside is an M40 M43, the Tier 8 American SPG. Okay, well, he's got the 8-inch howitzer, which means that this is an M55, and he's carefully avoiding that tree, knocking it down, because that would give away his position to an enemy Arty if they were watching closely. Okay, he's now extending his aim and looking for new targets. Now the reload time for this Arty is actually quite long. It's at least about 34-35 seconds, if I remember correctly. And he's only got 18 shells, 20 shells to play with, sorry, because he's got 2 premium ones as well. And our first scout has made it up to the Zeppelin, the T92. He's going to have a quick look, and he's found someone for us. It's a UDES. Dialing in on his position. Working out where he's going. Rounds out. Oh, and unfortunately, it appears that MG Money has got this horrible technique that has been seen by other players, where he fires and pulls away immediately after he fires, so we don't see what happens to the shell, and that rather spoils the enjoyment of the game, because if we can't see what the shell's doing, how can we know what he actually did? We don't know if he hit the target. All we can see is it says 470 hit points collected, 80 of stun, but where did he hit him? Did he hit him on the front, the rear? Did he splash him? We don't know. Okay, he's set up in his new position and he's loaded. He's now looking for a new target to fire at. Well, there's a couple of tanks been seen at the back of the Zeppelin. It's a difficult shot because he's actually firing through the Zeppelin, and he does the same thing again. He fires and moves before we can see what happens to the shell. So we don't know how close it was. We don't know if it was near, if it was far, if it flew over them. Yeah, this is not good for the video, you see, chaps, because how can the viewers see what you did? They can't see what you did because you're not showing them it. You're actually hiding it from them. And I know you're trying to avoid counter battery by moving it quickly, but what you're doing is you're spoiling the enjoyment of the player. That's better. You got that one right. We actually saw what happened, and the shell definitely hit the target. Okay, backing up to a new firing position. Only need to move a little bit. You don't need to move a lot. Just enough so that the enemy Arty cannot hit you directly, because they don't know precisely where you are. Now that shot through the Zeppelin, I don't think that's going to work, because I think the Zeppelin itself is in the way. But there's a number of tanks on that side we can hit. And he's loaded. Fires at the 110, gets a direct hit, and looks like it hit the turret as well. And he's getting some stun assists there, because he definitely got some stun off that 110 who was hit by other teammates. Oh, and just obliterated there by the Object 277. But unfortunately we lost him a second or so later to the Object 260 on the enemy team. And now we've lost the M103 as well. We're 2 tanks down on the enemy at the moment. That's better. Good hit on the 260. That 277 is going to be a bit of a problem, I think. He's ignoring our E3, and he's actually... Oh, no, he's not ignoring him anymore. He's actually shooting into the rear of him. And our E3 is being bullied by Jagdpanzer E100. And he's about to die. He's only got 74 hit points left. It won't be long now. We fire at the Jaegeru, and instead all we did was stun the E3. who promptly dies. So there's only the IS-7 between us and these heavy tanks. So it might be time for MG Money to relocate, and there goes the IS-7. So there's nothing between us and those enemy tanks now. If they decide to come in this direction, yeah, we're going to be the next one they see. So now might be a good time to relocate. He fires a round in there before moving to a new firing position. Now the M53 M55 is actually based on the hull of the Patton tank, and it depended on which tank they were actually building at the time as to which hull was actually used for the Arty, because you see they changed versions of the Patton tanks, and every time they changed the version, obviously the new version was then converted into an Arty. They didn't keep all of the versions as the earliest one, the M46. No, they just kept changing them every now and then. So they made them from M47s and upwards. And he's not going to worry about knocking down a few trees now, because he's actually passing through. He's not staying here, at least not for long. Looks like he's probably going to fire one shell and then skedaddle out of here. We're one tank down on the enemy at the moment, and he's now looking for a target. No, that UDES is in cover. He can't hit that one. He's the other side of the hill. Same with the 704. They'd need to come up over the hill for us to get a shot. 704 just got hit. And, ooh. Well, that shell didn't get over the rise. I think he was more interested in actually getting any tank that was coming over that rise there. Over in the castle, we've got an Object 260. Now, I suspect that is the very same Object 260 that was over by the Zeppelin, and he's moved all the way across the battlefield and is now located near the castle, or in the castle. Rounds out in the spot where he was, and it just stuns him. Now, I suspect the reason that Object 260 went the route he did was because he was getting hit by one of our teammates. One of the tank destroyers was hitting him. I think it was the Striv S1. And so rather than actually go up against the Striv, they relocated. The Striv did get killed eventually, but that's why we're seeing him in the castle grounds. And now he's in the moat, but we can't see him. Okay, there's a Jagdtiger getting close to our cap. There he is. Okay, line him up. Okay, looks good. Yep, nice one into the side of the hull, and the teammates actually finished him off as soon as they came alongside him. So we got an assist on that one. 2,500 hit points of damage is what MG Money has managed to accumulate so far. So he's likely to get quite a few credits when at the end of this game. Object 704 made its way up on top of the hill, but he's on the reverse slope, which makes it incredibly difficult to hit. Jaeger coming over from the Zeppelin. Looks like he took the direct route as well. Didn't go down or north instead of heading the normal route from the Zeppelin. He actually cut straight across. And wow, that was the Object 260 just getting nuked by our Rheinmetall Borsig Waffenträger. But the enemy GW Tiger has taken care of one of our arties, the M40, M43. So he managed to work out where he was, or that M40, M43 was seen by the 260. So there's 4 left on the enemy team, 2 of them Arties. And there's only 3 on our team, 2 tank destroyers, and of course MG Money. But the tank destroyers are a Borsig and a T30, and well, the T30 is quite powerful with a 155mm gun. The Borsig has either got the 128mm gun or the 15cm. And we found one of them. It's the Jagdpanzer E100. We fire a round in, good hit, 429, and he's taken some damage since. Now, hopefully that was from the T30 who was able to lend a hand, but I think it's actually from the Borsig. think the Borsig's trying to escape by going south as quickly as he can. So it must be the T-30 that's still firing on the Jagdpanzer. And he's aiming in that direction, but the Borsig finishes him off. And that means that now it's 3 versus 3. 2 Arty on the enemy team, remember. And the 704 is very low hit points, but he just nukes our Borsig. And that just leaves 2 left on our team. But he's very low on hit points. And in fact, MG Money could take him out of the game if he can get a direct hit. The T-30's moving south, so he can actually probably get spots for us. MG Money's not in a very good position here, actually. He would be much better off moving slightly to the west, where he's actually going to have a much clearer view. And, of course, he's not going to be facing up over a ridgeline. And there's the 704 behind the houses, and he's got a red line, so he can't shoot. He needs to move over to the west. He's doing it now. Let's hope he hasn't left it too late. The T-30 has killed the 704. And that means now there's only 2 Artys left on the enemy team. And he's going mobile. Yep, he knows what the P in SPG stands for. And he's moving. But the T-30 has just been stunned by the enemy Arty. Well, there's only 3 minutes 48 seconds on the clock. So if they're going to cap, they need both of them to get to the cap and pronto, because if the enemy tries to interfere with the cap, then they need to both be there. And in fact, actually, MG Money is saying go together, which is perfectly correct. That's what you should do. And sometimes Arty does have to take a hand in it, and that was another Arty round, just hitting the ground a little way off. T-30's still got some of his hit points, so he can still fight. And I wouldn't worry about going through these brick walls and leaving a trace for the enemy to see, because they're not going to be firing at that. They'll know that you're on the move. Now, the view range of most Arty is fairly short, so I think the only reason he's stopped here for the moment is to allow the T-30 enough time to have a quick look, because he's got a better view range than MG Money. But they both need to keep moving to get to the cap. They want to leave it too late. Okay, now they're motoring. Now, one of the good things about the M53, M55 is it is quite a fast tank based on the pattern tank. But it doesn't help if you're sitting around. You haven't got the time to do this. You have to get to the cap. You really do. No, you... And the enemy is now capping at our end, and our guys aren't even near the cap yet. Well, the T-30 is probably going to have to go back and reset the cap, and it looks like that's what he's decided to do. And MG Money, well, he's turning to face the cap, to take a shot at the cap, but I'm not sure he's doing that right, because what he should be doing is going to the enemy's cap, sitting in that cap, and then shooting at the enemy from there. Only one in the cap at the moment. They've still got to find the other, and now it's too late for one person to cap out on their own. They left it too late. There's the Arty. It's the Lorraine 155-51, and the T-30 nukes him, so he's gone. But there's still another Arty to find, the GW Tiger, and they haven't got enough time now for them to get to the cap, and both of them to cap out at the same time. You see, if MG Money had actually gone to the enemy cap, they could have been capping before the Lorraine was killed, and that might have given them enough time. The T-30 is now in the north, so it's all going to be down. If MG Money finds the enemy Arty, the GW Tiger, he's going to have to shotgun him to take him out the game, to win the game. It's too late to cap now, so there's no point in going near the cap. The best thing he could do is look somewhere in the southeast corner of the map, and the T-30, and there's the GW Tiger, and he's fluffed the shotgun, which means you can just drive up to him, shoot him in the side, and kill him. And he didn't, so now he's going to have to ram him. Back up a bit, then forward to ram him. No, not enough. Do it again. Do it again. And again. Oh, that was close. He didn't have enough ramming speed the first couple of times, but he got him on the third occasion. Wow, that was close. Oh dear, let's have a look at the end of battle stats for this one. Well, it's a first-class tanker for MG Money in the M53, M55. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 12. He got a Gore's medal for getting more damage than 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And he also got a Confederate because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else in his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates. And he did get at least, I think it's 7 actually on that, but we'll have a look at those in the figures later. His win rate for that game was 4,442. Let's have a look at the team scores. Well, when it came to damage, it was actually the, 3-8. So it was the Object 704 did the most damage in that game. He got 3,847 hit points, whereas MG Money got 3,681 hit points. And then it was the Jagdpanzer E100 with 363. Oh no, it's actually the Borsig with 3647. Then it's the Jaeger. So this is quite a close battle where virtually everybody at the end had about the same number of hit points. Very, very close indeed. So the high caliber was missed by the 704. Probably that wasn't 20% of the hit pool, or maybe it wasn't that he'd done some damage to one of his own teammates and that accounted for him not getting the high caliber. The Borsig managed to get a Halona's medal, so he took out 2 tanks who were at least 2 tiers higher than him. And, well, of course, we know about the Gores and the Confederate for MG Money. When it came to kills, it was actually the Object 260 on the enemy team. He got 5 kills up at the Zeppelin. 3 kills for the Borsig, 3 kills for the M40, M43, only the 1 kill for MG Money. And when it came to base XP, it was the Borsig who did the best with 1,209, so he probably got an ace tanker. 1,082 for MG Money, 991 for the T30. He fired 12 rounds out of the 20 he had, so 8 shells spare at the end. 7 direct hits and 0 penetrations, but 12 splash. Damage of 3,681 hit points, of which 2,303 were at more than 300 meters. He did receive 1 hit by way of splash damage during that game. That was from the GW Tiger. When he saw him, the GW Tiger fluffed his shot. If he'd been a good driver, he should have been able to shotgun the M53, M55 when he got close. But no, I think he was a bit inexperienced because he didn't know how to do it properly. He spotted 1 enemy vehicle, that would be the GW. He damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 1, so that means that there was a 7 difference. 2,420 hit points of stun assist off 10 stuns. On a premium account, he earned 61,284 credits, got 50,000 credits from BBICT, so his total was 111,284. And after repair and ammunition resupply, he took away 75,954 credits. He received 31 bonds in that battle. I think that's because he got the Gores, which is worth 3. He got the Confederate, which is worth 1, plus he must have had BBICT, which is 25, so I think there's something odd there. I think that may be because they were tier 10, it was a tier 10 game, so those values are worth slightly more. He received 1,623 XP, times 2 for the first victory, 1,624 for completing the mission events, took away 4,870 experience points altogether. Now, we just did a replay just recently, and what happened was that a T95 neglected to cap. He actually kept resetting the cap and ended up losing the battle because he kept resetting, because the enemy eventually wiped out everyone who was capping with him. Now in this battle, they almost lost the game because they didn't go to the cap to start the cap, so that they would actually definitely complete the cap before the time ran out. but it was very, very lucky that MG Money came across that GW Tiger. If he'd been a little more careful and actually gone up onto the east side of the map where it was fairly obvious that it was very empty, if he'd moved up in that direction, then they never would have found him and they wouldn't have been able to cap out and he would have got a draw. But I think really the answer to this one is, although it was very close, and as he says, 2 seconds left on the clock when they ram killed him, it could have so easily have been a draw. Easily have been a draw if the GW Tiger hadn't stayed behind, if he'd moved to a safe position so that he can be sure that the enemy wasn't going to find him, and that would force a draw. But yes, and when it comes to ramming as well, my suggestion there is you need to build up enough speed to actually do it, to actually incur the damage to the enemy tank. And unfortunately, this one, he only backed away a short distance before pushing forward to ram into the GW Tiger. And that when he pulled forward, he didn't have enough speed in order to do the damage. So the answer to that one is back up quite a bit more and then give it some welly, as they say in the UK, to drive into the enemy tank at speed, and then you'll finish them off very, very quickly. But other than that, congratulations to MG Money for getting a kill by ramming somebody twice, or in fact 3 times, during a battle. I've never seen somebody ram 3 times to get the kill right at the end. Normally you only need to ram once and that's enough. But yes, that was quite comical in a sense. But anyway, it's quite an interesting end to the game. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel. And thank you for watching.